The key is to evolve the narrative without abandoning what customers already trust you for. Newgen has always been known for helping enterprises automate and transform critical business processes. We haven't changed that foundation. Rather, what we've done is expanded the conversation from digital transformation to enterprise preparedness in an AI-first world. So one campaign, of course, the one that we are running and we've started and which is successfully getting executed is Ahead of What's Ahead. And this campaign is not just a campaign that was created to promote a product. It was rather created to reposition the way we are being perceived or reposition the brand itself. It shifted the conversation from what Newgen does to why Newgen matters. So instead of talking only about automation, low code or AI, we started talking about helping enterprises stay prepared for continuous change.
Hello and welcome to the Leaders Table, a show by Hindustan Times where the country's best, the country's sharpest, come together for the kind of honest conversation that usually only happens off the record. But today, we are on record and we are asking, what does it actually mean to be prepared? Not reactive, not agile, but structurally prepared for a world that is moving faster than any organization can plan for. In 2026, a lot is changing, a lot has changed, and a lot will change. And the gap between the brands that lead and the brands that follow is not technology. It is not budget either. It is the ability to see the signal before it becomes the headline. And that is a philosophy that Newgen Software is trying to build its brand around. It's a philosophy that our guest today has been living out in enterprise tech and in music for her entire career. We are joined today by Runki Goswami. She's the Global Marketing Head and CMO of Newgen Software, one of those enterprise software companies. She has over 3 decades of building platforms for banking, insurance, government, healthcare, and she is also the person behind Newgen's new positioning campaign, Ahead of What's Ahead. And we are very, very delighted to have Runki. Runki, let's start with Ahead of What's Ahead. When I listen to these words, of course it's dense, but I'm sure it carries a lot of strategic weight to you, your organization for sure. What does it mean in practice to be genuinely ahead? And when do you know that you are?
Well, for us, Ahead of What's Ahead isn't a campaign lane. It reflects our DNA of preparedness, or rather being prepared. So being ahead doesn't mean predicting the future with perfect accuracy. It actually means the capability to respond to whatever the future brings before it becomes urgent. Well, in today's world where technology shifts overnight, regulations evolve constantly, and customer expectations change faster than business cycles, waiting to react is no longer a strategy. So to be genuinely ahead is to anticipate rather than respond. It's about making investments before demand peaks, modernizing systems before they become constraints, and creating organizational agility before disruption arrives. The organizations that outperform aren't necessarily those with the best forecasts. They're the ones that are prepared for multiple futures. And well, to your question as to how do we know if we are ahead, the answer lies in what happens when change arrives. If a new regulation, a market disruption, or an emerging technology forces everyone else into a scramble, while you're already adapting with confidence, you are ahead. So when your teams are innovating while others are still fixing yesterday's problems, you are ahead.
But before we get into that business of enterprise, brand positioning, what you stand for the brand, I want to start somewhere that I believe unlocks something else, you as an individual. We were speaking earlier and realized that you have extensive background as a talented vocalist as well. What taught you And what do these two lies mean, and when do they collide with each other?
Honestly speaking, I try to keep the two different elements separate. Music is deeply personal to me, while work is about building businesses and leading teams. But looking back, I do think music has shaped how I lead. The biggest lesson that has been is discipline. People see the performance on the stage, not the practice that goes behind it. Well, leadership is somewhat similar. Sustainable success comes from consistency, not moments of brilliance. So, music has taught me to listen, whether it is to fellow musicians or your own audience. Listening is as important as performing. In business, that's true of customers, employees, and partners as well. So while I don't consciously mix the two, the qualities music has instilled in me, discipline, patience, and listening, so they've become an integral part of my leadership style.
I'm sure they're singing to your tunes too. Tell me, when I look at your career, you've been in IBM, Microsoft, Accenture, Wipro, then Coforge, then Zebia, and now at Newgen. What changed in you as a marketer? How did you think the industry moved? And what does it mean to you as an individual?
If I look at my career, each phase reflects how our industry has evolved. In IT services, we sold capability, expertise, trusted partnerships. In enterprise software, we are selling platforms that help organizations digitize and transform their businesses. Now in the AI era, we are selling intelligence where technology doesn't just automate processes, but augments decisions, accelerates outcomes, and continuously learns. I believe the next evolution is autonomous enterprises where AI will orchestrate work across people, processes, and systems with minimal intervention. So for marketers, that means moving beyond selling just features or products or whatever, but it's about helping customers understand what's possible and preparing them for what's next.
Runki, let's start and go back to ahead of what's ahead. While it's a campaign line, I'm sure it's a campaign that you're delivering and making happen. It is also a worldview. How do you turn a philosophy which is as wide as ahead of what's ahead and narrowly land it with all parts of communication personas that you want to reach out to? How do you make that happen as a marketer?
Well, for me, a brand philosophy only works if it changes the conversation with the customer. If it stays confined to advertising, it's just a tagline. Ahead of what's ahead isn't about saying Newgen is innovative, it's about helping customers ask a different question. So instead of, will this solve today's problem, we want them to ask, will this prepare us for what's next? So that philosophy has to show up everywhere, from our thought leadership, analyst conversations, product messaging, customer stories, demos, and even sales conversations. So every touch point should reinforce the same idea. We're not just helping you digitize today's business, we are helping you build an enterprise that's ready for tomorrow. And when that consistency exists across the entire customer journey, a campaign stops being communication and starts becoming conviction.
Yeah. But, there's very inherently latent needs in the way your industry operates, right? In your category, every competitor moves fast. And when they move, they make a lot of noise too. Where in this world of changing trends, ahead of what's ahead is, however, a more structural claim. How do these worlds come together?
See, the biggest mistakes or the mistake the brands make is confusing visibility with conviction. You can make a lot of noise and still be forgotten. For us, ahead of what's ahead is a long-term promise, not a campaign of the quarter. We build conviction by being consistent across every touch point, as I said, whether it is in our product roadmap, customer success stories, any kind of engagement that we're having with analysts, thought leadership, or even for that matter, executive conversations. The message remains the same. We are helping enterprises prepare for what's next, not just to solve what's in front of them. In B2B, that is, trust isn't built through the loudest message. It is built when customers hear the same story, see the same proof, and experience that promise every time they engage with your brand. And that's what I can stick to.
Right. But tell me again, in this whole world, when you look at this whole repositioning, rebranding campaign for Newgen, a lot of that work, of that positioning work would have happened earlier too, before this campaign happened. How does this reposition campaign work for Newgen? What does it mean to you then?
Very interesting question. Well, the key is to evolve the narrative without abandoning what customers already trust you for. Newgen has always been known for helping enterprises automate and transform critical business processes. We haven't changed that foundation. Rather, what we've done is expanded the conversation from digital transformation to enterprise preparedness in an AI-first world. So, one campaign, of course, the one that we are running and we've started and which is successfully getting executed, is Ahead of What's Ahead. And this campaign is not just a campaign that was created to promote a product. It was rather created to reposition the way we are being perceived, or reposition the brand itself. It shifted the conversation from what Newgen does to why Newgen matters. So instead of talking only about automation, low code, or AI, we started talking about helping enterprises stay prepared for continuous change. I think that's what successful brand repositioning looks like. You don't replace your trajectory ever. You build on it, you make it relevant for the future, while staying true to what customers have always trusted for you.
But Runki, again, the whole point is that, and you said it very rightly, that storytelling in today's competitive, hyper-competitive, hyper-agile world is not enough. What does Newgen's AI marketing look like? What's the actual story?
The AI conversation today, wherever and whoever I hear it from, is today full of big promises. We wanted to take a different approach. Our story isn't that AI will replace people or magically solve every business problem. It's that AI becomes truly valuable when it's embedded into the core of enterprise workflows, helping people make better decisions, automate intelligently, and improve outcomes at scale. That's why we don't market AI as a standalone capability. We market it as an integral part of Newgen One platform, working across content, processes, and communications to make enterprises more intelligent and more prepared for what's next. Just as important is the proof, every AI claim we make is backed by customer use cases, measurable business outcomes, and real deployments. In enterprise technology, credibility always outlasts hype, and that's the story you want our customers to remember.
All right. Lumen, Harper, Marvin, your three distinct AI agents with very, again, different use cases. You also said that your core theme is orchestrating intelligence.
Right.
How does that come alive?
Well, honestly, the temptation with AI is to market every new capability as a separate innovation. You can see everybody doing that. But what we consciously chose is not to do that, rather. Customers don't buy AI agents in isolation. Rather, they buy solutions to business problems. That's why the unifying idea is orchestration. Of course, there is a lot of value that Lumen, Harper, Marvin bring individually and independently on the table, but what they can do together, but the way I see it is, but how they can work together with people, processes, content, and enterprise systems to deliver better outcomes. Orchestration also reflects where the market is headed. Enterprises don't need dozens of disconnected AI tools. Rather, they need intelligence that works seamlessly across the business. So while each agent has a distinct role, our marketing always brings the conversation back to the bigger picture, helping enterprises orchestrate work more intelligently, more effectively, and with greater confidence.
Two things. AI can create content, and of course it does, a lot for us. But it cannot create conviction. Conviction and true conviction in every employee, every persona that you speak with comes by when it is led by humans, when it's human-led. And that campaign voice brings a very distinct voice. And how do you make that happen?
AI has become an incredible force multiplier. It helps us create content faster, it helps personalize at scale, and it does accelerate execution. But conviction still comes from human judgment. The questions AI can't answer are the ones that actually matter most. What should the brand stand for? Which conversations should we lead? What story will customers remember? Those require strategy, context, and of course, empathy. So that's why we use AI to improve productivity, but people define the narrative, challenge assumptions, and ensure every campaign reflects the Newgen brand and our DNA of ahead or what's ahead. And over the last 2 years, ever since the AI wave has hit, our marketing team's role has changed significantly, I would say. We moved from being campaign creators to strategic storytellers. When I say strategic, it's not just about any kind of random storytelling or seasonal storytelling, but rather consistent strategic storytellers and AI orchestrators. So less time goes into producing content and more time goes into defining narratives, validating proof points, enabling sales, and creating differentiated customer experiences. AI has changed how we execute, but it has also raised the bar on the strategic thinking that only people can bring.
India is building, and India is building for itself and for the world. Right? But when it comes to services like yours, especially in categories that you operate in, India continues to be associated with services and service deliveries, not really product innovation. Are we changing things?
Actually, see this as an opportunity rather than a challenge. India has earned enormous credibility as the world's technology powerhouse, and that creates a strong foundation for product companies like Newgen. Our role is to build on that reputation by demonstrating that India isn't just producing great technology talent, it's also building world-class enterprise products and IP, intellectual property that it is. We do that by focusing on what matters most to global buyers: innovation, customer outcomes. Again and again I say analyst recognition because that's very close to what I do, and successful deployments across industries and geographies. Over time, those proof points reshape perception. I believe the conversation is already changing. Global customers are increasingly evaluating companies on the strength of their platforms, their vision, and the business outcomes they deliver, not on where they are headquartered, whether it is in India or for that matter anywhere in the globe. Our job is to ensure Newgen is part of that new narrative.
So, do you agree with this statement or not? Indian brands, IT products, we need to work twice as hard as global competitors. Do you agree with this?
It's not bad to work twice as hard or whatever. Working hard always gives its own fruits, bears its own fruits, that is. No, as I said, it's more of an opportunity than a challenge, and let's work towards it. Let's make India this global powerhouse of technology.
Okay. And where do you think that next inflection point for the country will be? And how does it what does it take to make in India the voice for the global market?
So, trust isn't built through a single campaign. It's built through consistent proof. Again, I say that at Newgen, we think of proof as an architecture rather than a collection of assets. Whether it is enforced, reinforced in several elements, be it customer success or whether it is strengthened through partner ecosystems, validated by measurable business outcomes, and also thereafter amplified through several forums, could be through thought leadership or whatever. What's important is that this proof travels consistently across markets. While the messaging may be localized, the evidence doesn't change. Whether we are speaking to a bank in North America, the Middle East, or Asia Pac, we are demonstrating the same capabilities, the same customer impact, the same commitment to innovation. And all the B2B, the entire B2B ecosystem that I've worked in, credibility always compounds. Every successful customer, every endorsement that an analyst does, or every implementation and every measurable outcome strengthens the brand. And that's how you earn trust market by market over time.
Runki, let's imagine a world, right? Imagine a world where every form of marketing, paid marketing, campaigns, conferences, investor relations, analyst relations, customer voices, sponsored content, performance advertising, everything stops, everything pauses, 1 full year. How does your company, how does your team continue to stay visible then?
I'd call it the zero gravity experiment.
The zero gravity experiment. Okay.
When you remove all paid marketing, every brand floats away, unless it has its own gravitational pull. That gravity comes from product excellence, customer advocacy, communities, thought leadership, and people who voluntarily tell your story. If Newgen has built that, we'll still attract customers. If you haven't, no marketing budget would have saved us anyway.
Interesting. Zero gravity situation.
Right.
Last question. Runki, I'm pretty sure between everyone who's watching this video, there's this young marketer who wants to join your world. I'm sure she, ambitious, talented, and there are a lot of voices that you're hearing that this is this one niche that they need to operate, this is one specialization that they need to get deeper into, dig their heels deep into this particular category. What's your advice to them?
Everyone will tell you to find your niche. They'll also tell you to develop a point of view. I'd say relay both. Early in your career, everyone has a point of view. Most of them are borrowed. Instead, collect experiences, say yes to things that don't seem connected. Work across industries, learn a new skill, build something, fail at something, travel, perform on stage, spend time with customers. The more random your experiences seem, the richer your thinking becomes. One day you'll realize that those seemingly disconnected dots have formed a pattern that's uniquely yours. That's when your niche finds you. That's when your point of view becomes original because it's earned, not adopted. The best careers don't follow a straight line. Rather, they look random until they look inevitable.
Runki, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your points of views, observations, and I think high on density thoughts with us. And thank you so much for sharing them with us. And it also teaches me a word or two. Zero gravity moments that we can all think about. It's a very interesting thought that you spoke of today. It also tells us very clearly that brands are not built in a day. And to everyone watching, thank you for watching the Leaders Table, and we'll see you soon.